Okay, here we go. Alright, so now it's going to dry right in the sun. It's 2 in the afternoon. It'll be a good direct light and heat on it. And then after that I'll put it up on the sawhorses and put a light coat of the rust prevention paint. Alright, that should be clean enough to paint, and I'm going to use this little bit of duplicolor that I still have left. These are the really rough patches on the side that had surface rust, so I'm just trying to make sure I get all of it and get a light coat of everything else. Alright, cheating, and I'm just putting on a light coat of self-etching primer, and I'll have to come back and re-look at where there might be some rough patches to just scuff up and put the prep on. This is Rustoleum I'm using. And if you don't know it, Rustoleum is a zinc-based paint, so it really is a true rust preventative. So this car is going to be in the garage all the time, lightly used, so I'm not really going to worry about it. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry, and we'll come back and start layering in some sandable primer to smooth out some of the cruddier, surface areas from the surface rust. Probably had to do some Bondo back there just to re-Bondo what I took out, and then ultimately we'll get the rest of this cab painted. All right, pretty much gotten this all cleaned out. There's a couple of little spots I'm not going to worry about, and we'll lay in some Bondo to make this edge look a little nicer. Okay, so we've laid in the Bondo. I'm just going to sand this up real quickly, and then we'll go back to trying to use the filler paint to fill in some of the gaps. So this came out fairly nice. Now there is some pitting still in some of these areas, and I'm going to spray in a sandable primer, and then hopefully that'll help smooth it out in some of these areas. I'm actually really surprised how nice the sides came out, but yeah, looking pretty good. I'm very pleased with the results. So I actually really like this Rustoleum product. The can has a multi-option spray. You have the various high output, you've got a standard flow, low output, and then what I like here is the vertical fan. The vertical fan allows you to simulate what you might get from a normal spray gun using compressed air. But anyways, let's take a quick, I've shaken this up, let's see how it looks. See how thick that is? I'm telling you, I actually like the way this is laying down. All right, so really get that slight sheen coming off of it. All right, I think we're making progress. Okay, this is cured for about 2 weeks. I'm gonna re-sand it and then do another coat. But in the meantime, I'm going to paint these fenders as well, and this front section. So I'll have to take out the chrome bezels and I'm just gonna slap a coat of paint on this. This is not gonna be a super duper highfalutin paint job. It's a Rustoleum job. Let's just keep remembering that. Using a very heavy grit, but it's definitely smoothing out now. I'm actually back down to primer in some areas, but you can see here where I've got the green filled in some of these crevices. So looking good. All right, so we've painted the front clip, and I'll start wet sanding that later this week, and then we'll put a stage 2 clear coat on it. We'll finish the cowl as well. Well, actually, might as well just do the whole friggin' cab and get it all done. Shouldn't be too hard. So, Emily and I had taken this down to bare metal about 3 or 4 years ago, and then it was in for service when we were mating the body and chassis to the other Jeep components, suspension and engine, and shoring everything up at the Jeep shop. And but they left it outside for close to a year, and that obviously had some impact on the areas where we had primed. So I'm just coming in here now and re-sanding down to bare metal where I should, and then from there I'll reprime, and I'll put some glazing putty as well, like into this air vent. But this section came out pretty nice. I'm really pleased. So we'll keep attacking the body. I'll go after the roof as well. And yeah, I know they say don't paint your car with Rustoleum. Maybe do a panel or two, but you know what? I'm having them all, and it's gonna look nice when it's done. Perfect? No. Presentable? Absolutely. All right, now I'll attack this side. All right, so I've put the sandable primer down, and I'm not even gonna sand it. I've already got some alligator here and here and here as well, but I'm just gonna put the green coat on top and let it sit 24 hours, and then I'll come back and then I'll sand it tomorrow and put another coat on it. All right, one side's done. Again, kind of a nice gloss finish, but again, I will wet sand this tomorrow and do a second coat. And now I gotta just finish the rest. Look how this spray gives a nice vertical spray. So again, we got mashed up areas here and here, and we got to rough out some of the lower sections down here. But again, I'm just trying to get a uniform color and a nice little bit of a sheen. And again, like I said, I'll have to wet sand this. And once it's wet sanded, then we'll put on a stage 2 clear coat. All right, so now we've got a nice solid coat on the cowl and the front clip. And tomorrow I'll just work on the door, start working on the roof, the back panel. But and then the wet sanding will begin, and then the final clear coat. Okay, so I'm going to shoot some more of the Rustoleum up on the roof and around the window frames. And I also came in here and sanded this panel. And if you notice, it's nice and smooth now. We still have some rough patches, but and some dents, but I don't really care about that. I've sanded out any drips, and that should give you a sense of a better appearance once we get deeper into this exercise. All right, so right now we're into this for 6 cans of Rustoleum Dark Hunter Green. Total cost $7.78 a can at Home Depot. So 7 times 6, you can do the math. It's like $147.53. No, actually we're close to like $48. Let's get some other camera angles here. Again, this, I will put another coat on this, and again I will start wet sanding it and flattening it out. Let's get the drone view. Here's our drone camera view. So, all right, that's it for today. Just a quick spray on the roof. We'll work on the back panel and the doors tomorrow. We're in the process of wet sanding this section. So I'm just trying to smooth it all out. Get it evened up. I've filled in any sort of rough patches with the glazing putty. But the goal is to create a glass-like finish. Maybe get a second coat of paint in some key areas, like right there on the fender. And then do more wet sanding, and then ultimately clear coat. And I'm going to be using a 2-phase clear coat on this that I'll buy from Eastwood. It's a can. I'm not going crazy here. It'll cost me about $50, but I've used it before, and it's pretty nice. So I'm definitely going to have to do more paint in here. That's pretty thin. But that feels nice and smooth. A little rough patch right there. We'll have to work on that. So I found this in the garage. This came from the other Jeep, and it's in much better shape than this one. So this has been disconnected, and pull that out. Okay, so still wet sanding working out some rough patches. I worked out an area here and then I put another coat of paint on it just to see if it smoothed out, and it actually did. I did the same over here where I worked out there's some big blotches right here and kind of worked out some rough areas here. So I'm going to keep doing this for the next couple of days. Remember, it only costs like $7 a can for the paint, so as long as I've got plenty of sandpaper and I have some elbow grease, I can just keep working all the different areas and smooth them all out, and then I'll put the final coat of clear coat on it. But it's actually it's coming out pretty nice. So this hood now has been sanded and resanded, sanded and resanded. It's been painted. I think I've done about 4 coats of paint so far on this. And now what I'm doing is I'm just going to go through, again, this is Rustoleum, but I'm wet sanding this with 600 grit. After that I'll go to 800 grit. Then I'm going to go up to 1,000. You can do the math. Ultimately I'm going to come up to about 2,000 grit and try to have this highly polished paint ready for the clear coat. And then I'll put a clear coat on top of that. The clear coat will serve as a ultraviolet light protection. It's also, I believe it's going to give a harder feel. It basically encapsulates the Rust-oleum paint. I'm using an Eastwood Products 2-stage, they call it 2000 clear coat. It's kind of expensive, like about 40 bucks a can. Can should completely cover this hood and the fenders. Okay, so I'm going to paint this with the Eastwood 2K Aerospray Clearcoat. This is a 2-stage clear coat. I have wet sanded this down to effectively 2,000 grit. Paint looks pretty darn smooth. Just more dusting here. Believe I'm at the right room temperature. I've got these 2 fenders here. Not as well sanded, but good enough. A couple blotches there I'm not going to worry about. If I have any extra beyond these 2 parts, I'll try to do the roof. But let me look at the instructions here and figure out how to use it. I know I've got to, I believe, take this top cap off. Actually, I know how to use it. We take this top off. And then we put this on here like this. And then we hit real hard. And then we do a lot of shaking. So I'm going to shake it for about a minute. All of this clear coat has to be used within the next 24 hours. So it basically has a 1-day shelf life. If you don't use it, then you're kind of screwed. All right. Oh, I like nice vertical spray. I'm going to just keep doing this here, and I'm going to shut the camera off. All right, so there we have the end result. It's still wet. I'm going to leave the heater on in this garage, so we're at 65 degrees. This is actually looking really nice. I'm very pleased with the way this is coming out. Okay, so I'm calling this front clip done. I still have to do like one final wet sanding, probably with a 2000 grit and a polish, but I'm just too lazy. But you can see how we got a nice gloss finish from the Eastwood product on top of the Rustoleum. I didn't remove dents and dings because, quite frankly, this is an old work Jeep and I want to have some history saved with it. Just bolted the fenders on, so we're all tight bolted down. I removed the inner workings of the latch and just put on the side latches and for the hold down for the hood. And I gotta tell you, I also put on a nice used chrome hood ornament. I've got to get the correct headlight rings, but not worried about. They're actually on order, but they won't be here for about a month. They come from India, but I'm very pleased. I'm going to have to kind of finish the rest of the rear body section. In the end, this is looking a lot better, so I'm very pleased with the results. And again, just a demonstration that if you use Rust-oleum paint and you properly clean it, strip it down to bare metal, prep it right, paint it right, wet sand it properly, you'll and then put a nice clear coat on it. You'll actually, I mean, look at that reflection. That's actually pretty nice. You can actually have a nice finish on the cheap. So far, I've spent about $200 on paint. All the sanding material I already had, so no extra cost there. But there you go. I hope this video demonstrates that Rustoleum is a viable product to use along with the Eastwood 2-stage clear coat for a half-assed restoration. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please, if you could, just subscribe on the channel. I'm getting so close to getting monetized. That always helps. Thanks a lot.